also giving thanks to the Tzolk'in itself and the Hunab Ku, the one and only giver of movement and measure, the great central sun and black hole at the epicenter of the omniverse, the maker and modeler, the prime creatrix. I am here to do your work, and I thank you for your continued energetic blessings and support. Greetings, dear soul. I am Crispy, a Gaian, Mayan, Pleiadian emissary of light. Een Lak'esh Alakin. I am another you. You are another me. We are one Godsciousness. Thank you for joining me for episode 6 of the twin flame and soulmate phenomenon, the sixth sense. Today, I would also like to start again by reminding you that we are one Godsciousness. All souls are holy holograms of Godsciousness. All human beings are divine sparks of the one Godsciousness. We all come from prime creatrix. We are all one in essence. And this is why, to the Maya especially, and I'm sure to other indigenous groups as well, there is no concept of twin flame as being special or separate or different. You see, it's the modern Western ego that likes to separate and divide things up and categorize them and put things in little boxes and say, this is that, and those over there are different. That is simply not true. However, with cultures that have had reincarnation as part of their cosmology for thousands of years, they know that everyone in your life has probably been in your life 20 times before, or 1,000. Your mother might have been your son. Your father could have been your brother 12 times. So this recent phenomenon of twin flame idea being two souls that are from the exact same soul is, I'm sorry, false. And here's how I'm going to prove it to you. But first, you need to believe in one thing. The concept that as above, so below. Which also means as within, so without. As in me, so in you. Now, it is a scientifically provable fact that there has never, ever been two people with the exact same fingerprints. Ever. There never can be, and there never will be. Therefore, there is no such thing as twin flames. It's just an idea. It's a nice concept. If you want to call your lover a twin flame, that's fine. But it's pretend, okay? We are all one. If there were twin flames, meaning two souls in bodies that were from the same soul, then there would also be two perfectly identical humans, and we know that is not true at all. Even identical twins have lots of things that are different about them, especially their fingerprints. Okay? So I'm sorry to burst your little romantic bubble, but it's also a source of enormous frustration for millions of people. The whole twin flame phenomenon is just a drama fest for most people. So, we also need to add in the third category, which I haven't talked about. Of course, soulmates and twin flames has been the main topic for these past 5 and this video. The third one is also called karmic partner. Now, the reason that that phrase is bullshit is because every serious relationship in your life is karmic. There are no serious relationships that are not karmic. So you can't say, oh yes, this was a karmic partnership, and that's why it was such a crash and burn. That's just ego fodder. It's just drama. So put that all aside. That's what Een Lak'esh does. It swipes the whole ego separation bullshit. Just wipe it all aside. Everyone in your life could have been in your life 1,000 times and may still be in your life for the next however many lifetimes you ever have. One of the phrases I love is partners in eternity, because we are all one. This whole realm is Earth School. We are here as souls to evolve from a state of separation, which is an illusion, back into a state of oneness, which is reality. Okay? So put all those categories to the side. Now, that being said, there are certain people with whom we will be much more intimate than others. Primarily, the one person you might marry and have babies with, or marry and not have babies with, but stay together is my point. And if you want to call that your twin flame, that's fine. But remember, it's just an illusion that the ego likes to cling to, okay? So, how do we know if this relationship is the one? Well, usually there is an instant attraction. We like to use the phrase love at first sight. It may very well be that the very first time two people meet, that's it. And there's another phrase that goes along with that. Birds of a feather flock together. Now what this means is people with a similar vibration will attract each other. Does that sound familiar? Yes. There's another phrase though, opposites attract. And while that may be true in a positive sense, it can also be true in a negative sense. And by that I mean, for example, the narcissist and empath opposites. Now, a lot of people think the empath is the good one and the narcissist is the bad one. Nope. Both of those polarities are unbalanced. That's why they attract each other, because they are both unbalanced. Now, being empathic, I think, is wonderful. I have been a highly sensitive person all my life, And I tried to stuff it down for a really long time because I was afraid of it, like a lot of us. Basically, the propensity to feel everything is intense and very often scary. If you have self-identified as an empath in the past, that's fine, as long as you don't therefore attract yourself a narcissist because of what you've read about all of that. I suggest, however, you upgrade to the self-labeling of highly sensitive person. You could even say an empathic, highly sensitive person. Use your empathy as your higher power, because that's what it is. Your empathy is like your heart having your third eye directly connected. Okay? Your third eye is your intuition. Having an open heart is what we're here for. The heart is what loves. The heart is what forgives. Unconditional love and unconditional forgiveness can only happen in the heart chakra, with an expanding and opening heart chakra. And again, I say unto thee, Een Lak'esh alakin. Now, here's another thing we need to bring into the picture of reincarnation, and this is the soul, before it goes into a body, is looking down at the potential parents, like grazing at a smorgasbord or a, did I just say smorgasbord? Interesting. At a buffet. And before filling the plate, choosing which two main courses on which to dine. You chose your parents. You also chose your birthday, by the way, and I am here to remind you that your Mayan birthday is your soul cartography, which comes from the Pleiades. Okay? The Mayan calendar came from the Pleiades, but it did not originate there. The deepest Mayan wisdom said that the Pleiades were the sixth solar system, which the Maya, the intergalactic and interdimensional Maya, charted. Our planet is the seventh, and I should say our solar system. Love at first sight is often a factor in one of these relationships that could be your life partner. Ooh, let's just call it that, life partner. You can chop, swipe, soulmate and twin flame and karmic partners. Just call it life partner. That's fine. It's so much more down to earth. So yeah, there's love at first sight, this instant attraction. And there's also often a sense of familiarity, of knowing, of having known this person before. And again, that's partly because of birds of a feather and a similar energy, but it's also because of reincarnation. Okay? Another factor that may help you realize this is the one is some form of synchronicity or many synchronicities. Something, just this light bulb going off that the day you met there was something special that happened. Now, I also need to tell you right now that your Mayan birthday and your partner, your life partner's Mayan birthday, might have been the day you met, and also the combination of the two of you might have been the day you met, or something like that. I've told you before that my wife and I, her being tone 5 of the offering glyph, which is called empowering offering, and me being tone 7 of the eagle glyph, we have the divine feminine, divine masculine relationship between our glyphs, not the tones. And when you add the 15th glyph plus the 9th glyph, that makes the 4th glyph called seed. So any red and any blue make a yellow. I am very emotional, she's very physical, and together we make fire. Water and earth make fire, interestingly. And the day we met, which was April 7th, 2001, was tone 5, empowering of the seed. Now together we are 5 and 7, which is 12, which is understanding seed. But we met on empowering seed. So to me, that was synchronistic. That's the hairs on my arm standing up if you couldn't see it very well. So if you don't know the day you met, that's fine. There was probably some other synchronicity there for you, and many may have happened after that to reinforce to you. What synchronicities represent is signs from above, if you will, from your soul, trying to get through to your ego, going, hey, this is special, okay? So, we need those. We need to remember those when things are shitty. When we're having a really rough time, we need to remember, okay, that happened, but we've got this connection that overrides the ego. You see, all triggers and all doubt and all fear come from the ego. None of that comes from the soul. Doubt is a sign that your ego is talking. Your shadow ego is filled with doubt and worries and concerns and drama. What you need to develop is your intuition. That is the voice of your soul. It is quiet and sometimes loud. But your intuition is a feeling and emotion. Your doubt is your thoughts, your mind. Intuition comes from inside. It is much more powerful. It is your third eye, basically. And that's partly why this video is the sixth sense. Developing our intuition is beyond the 5 senses. And opening up to that level of intuition will clear up so much for you. When we have doubt, it's the ego, which I like to call the shadow ego. The ego itself is helpful. It saves you from car accidents or other dangerous things. You hear screeching tires, you swerve, you see, scary looking guy in a situation and you avoid it. That's your helpful ego. The shadow ego is attracted to danger and fear and doubt, and so that's why it's also attracted to labels like twin flame and karmic partners. All right? So we've got love at first sight, we've got synchronicity, and other signs that you might be in this soulmate relationship is that you cannot stop thinking about this person when they're not around. And that's normal of almost every relationship that anyone gets into. I'm talking about intimate relationship. It's completely normal for all human beings, which is again why the twin flame thing is just a modern fancy term. Half the love songs in the world are about this sense of longing and poetry from thousands of years ago, this longing love for that person not here. So, it's not a modern phenomenon by any stretch of the imagination. Another symptom or symbol might be that everything is heightened. The emotions are very heightened. When you are together, and even when you're apart, you feel this deeper sense of longing than you've ever felt before. And if you do end up breaking up with this person and then you find another, it's going to be the same thing all over again. Okay? So, here are 3 more things that I think indicate a soulmate relationship, or a twin flame, if you will, relationship, or a karmic partner relationship, or even just a life partner. Okay? Again, I've been married for 19 and a half years. Next spring equinox will be my 20th wedding anniversary. She is my life partner. The night we met, we fell in love, blah, 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 synchronicity, blah, blah, blah. Here's some other symbols or signals, or I would say qualities of a life partner relationship. You would die for them. If some circumstance happened where it was me or her, I would give my life for her to carry on living. All right? 1, you would die for them. 2, you would make drastic or dramatic changes in your life to accommodate the relationship. I moved to Japan. I started teaching English. I had this much thought of moving to Japan or teaching English before I met my wife. 3, telepathy. You have some kind of psychic connection. You finish each other's thoughts. You have a telepathic, which is also emotional connection with them. Those are what I think indicate that you are in a very important relationship. Now, what all of these mean, soulmate, twin flame, karmic partner, life partner, any close relationship, parents, friends, boss. If you work with a boss and you're close, working closely with the boss, or any other colleagues, anyone in your life can trigger you. Of course, the close and intense relationships will trigger you more closely and more intensely. Of course. That's nothing to do with twin flame or any of it. Every relationship in your life can trigger you. Why? Because we all have trauma. Triggers reveal your traumas. Triggers are to help you. So with Mayan embodiment astrology, which is really, again, just another way to look at the Mayan destiny path, the Mayan tree of life, the Mayan cross, which is thousands of years old. What happened to me about 6 years ago now is a pretty modern view that was beamed into me. And I'm sharing it with you to help you because that's what it's for. There are so many levels of interconnections between any two people that it's just so beautiful and so powerful and so real. Again, soul cartography. This transcends the ego. That's what it's for. That's what we're here doing on Planet Earth School. Now, as I've said, I'm with my soulmate since 2001, and it has brought up all of my triggers. That's the way it's supposed to be. I'm not running away from any of them, and neither is she. We are each other's mirrors, no matter what we call it. It doesn't matter if you use any of these labels or not. The fact of the matter is, consciousness has built into the system that in order to heal, you have to feel. And sometimes it's difficult. But I will say that it does get easier. The more you heal, the better you feel. The more you heal, the less you have to heal. All right? So don't worry. Worry is the shadow ego. Just have faith. Trust. You have found the right person because you've done the work on you. Or if you do need to separate from the person you're currently with, that's fine. But look in the mirror, the actual mirror, the only one you can actually see by closing your eyes and examining those traumas, those triggers. Your triggers reveal to you those hidden or those abandoned or those denied or those forgotten or even those unknown parts of yourself, again, that might have been brought forward from past lifetimes. Probably have. But you're here right now and you've got to deal with them. So, in a way, all of your past lives don't really matter. We are also now of the awareness that time is an illusion. So all of your past lives have one thing in common. You! You are the only thing you have in common with all of your past and all of your future lives. The only other thing they all have in common is right now. You've got to feel it to heal it right now. Generational healing wonderful. It can only happen right now. And again, I can help you with that with Mayan embodiment because you've got the past wisdom guide connected to your heart chakra going up to your future vision guide. If you want to have this, you need to heal that. And it's a package deal, divine feminine, divine masculine. All right? It's all in there. Package deal. What we are here doing on planet Earth is healing our traumas. Might be just from this one lifetime, probably not. Probably from all of your past lifetimes in which you haven't healed those specific traumas you bring along with you. It's called karma. And before you're born, your soul is holding on to your specific karma that you need to clear out into a state of zero. And you look for those two parents that will provide you with the circumstances in order to heal those traumas. And you don't heal them by hiding from them. You heal them from digging them up and looking at them and healing them. All right? So, the whole purpose of our life, the whole purpose of reincarnating here on Earth School is to heal our trauma, is to heal our shadow ego. We have a diamond in our soul. Our soul is a diamond. The shadow ego is all of the rough parts, the crap and the crud and the dirt and the coal that's left on it. And the triggers are here to show you right where you need to polish that spot. So sure, if you want to call it twin flame, that person with whom you get extremely intimate will show you right where those triggers are. Of course, they have to. That's built into the system. Thank you, Godsciousness. You can't escape from it. If you don't do it in this lifetime, if you spend this whole lifetime running away, or just finding a casual, comfortable relationship, you might even get married and you might even have kids and you never really trigger each other, and that's fine. It can be a wonderful lifetime. You know, a lot of people are here just to relax. Their previous lifetime might have been horrific. They could have chosen parents that would give them a very comfortable life, and their birds of a feather soul might have attracted a comfortable person who doesn't really have huge issues or traumas or triggers. Yeah, there's lots of people who are just plain happy. Doesn't mean they're any better than anyone, and it also does not mean they're going to ascend into 5D Earth or the new Earth or heaven or whatever you want to call that either. There's no escape. You're not going anywhere. You are right here, right now. We know that. And you have to deal with your dramas and your traumas. We know that. And so you can use your mirror, your life partners, which might be your mother and your father and your children and your spouse, and maybe your best friend or two, the 7 of you, the 10 of you. All of that is for you to look deeply into the mirror of yourself, Een Lak'esh, Alakin. And if your life partners know that also, all of you will ascend higher, which means transcending the shadow ego. That's all we are doing here. I've said that before. And again, Mayan embodiment can show you these patterns more clearly than any other approach in existence. Oops, I should say on planet Earth. They probably have this over there in the Pleiades on one of their 25 planets that supports life. Or however many. We don't really know. If you and your life partners know Een Lak'esh, we are all mirrors of each other. We are one. Then you can all help each other so much more. If you are having emotional problems with your life partner, the person with whom you are going through this lifetime most intimately with, here's a suggestion. Brew up 2 mugs of cacao. I suggest ceremonial cacao from Guatemala or Mexico. I suggest 42 grams of it, which is a guarantee to stimulate and open your heart chakra. And if both of you know that, and both of you know that the emotional things you are going to be talking about are your triggers, which are your traumas, which are your doorways into healing yourself, then you have an enormously high chance of healing yourselves. Cacao is a medicine. Drinking it in a sacred ceremony, in a ritual, enhances the power. There are many other medicines, plant medicines, smoking ritually together, the two of you, ceremonially, can do similar things. Pairing them is not necessarily recommended by the Maya, but it is recommended by this guy. I've yet to try it, by the way, because I live in Japan. I'm licking my mug now. Other plant medicines. What you need to understand about psychedelics is psychedelics dissolve boundaries, dissolve imaginary boundaries between people. That means they help see reality ceremonially, ritualistically. When two people do them together, they can be extremely helpful for bonding. It could also be extremely helpful for realizing that actually, no, this relationship is one that would be best to be over. That has happened. With aid of plant medicines. Now, if that happens, when two people decide, okay, we are no longer going to be intimate life partners, then the only soul response is unconditional forgiveness. And then a ceremony is also recommended, and that is part of Mayan embodiment, soul cartography. If I do a reading for you, you get a multi-page work booklet along with your 20-ish page reading for your personal self. If I do a couples reading, you each get the 20-page, and then the third entity also gets 20 pages describing how each one person relates to the third entity and how each one person relates to each other. I explain all of the places that you connect, and I explain all of the challenges. So, my friend, if you want to develop a much closer relationship to anyone in your life, who are you going to call? Just saying. Een Lak'esh, Namaste.